If you truly want to succeed, you don't need more motivation. You need elimination. Success is not only about what you start doing, it's about what you stop tolerating. Every level of your life is shaped by your standards, your habits, and the story you keep telling yourself. In this message, you'll discover 3 powerful things you must stop immediately if you want real growth. These are silent killers of momentum. They drain your focus, weaken your discipline, and keep you stuck in cycles that feel comfortable but produce nothing. Change begins the moment you decide that average is no longer acceptable. Stop these 3 things and watch your direction, confidence, and results transform. The first thing you must stop is waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. There is no perfect condition. There is no perfect timing. Waiting is fear wearing a disguise. It sounds logical. It feels responsible. But most of the time, it is procrastination dressed up as preparation. You tell yourself you'll start when you feel ready, when you have more money, when you have more knowledge, when you have more knowledge, when you have more confidence. But confidence doesn't come before action. Confidence is born from action. Every successful person you admire started before they felt ready. They started scared. They started uncertain. They started with imperfect plans and limited resources, but they started and started. Momentum rewards movement, not intention. The longer you wait, the heavier the starting line feels. The more you delay, the more doubt grows. Action shrinks fear. Inaction feeds it. If you want to succeed, stop negotiating with your excuses. Stop saying a one day. Replace it with a today. Even if it's one small step, even if it's messy, even if it's uncomfortable, progress loves urgency. The moment you decide to move, your brain begins to look for solutions instead of obstacles. The second thing you must stop is blaming. Blaming your past, blaming your parents, blaming your parents, blaming the economy, blaming your teachers, blaming your friends, blaming your lack of opportunities. Blame feels powerful because it removes responsibility, but it also removes control. The moment you blame, you hand over your power. Ownership is where strength lives. When you say, it's my responsibility, you unlock options. You may not control everything that happens to you, but you always control your response, and your response shapes your future. The most powerful shift you can make is from victim mindset to creator mindset to creator mindset. Successful people are not lucky people. They are people who respond differently. They ask better questions. Instead of a why is this happening to me, they ask a what can I learn from this? Instead of who is at fault, they ask her, what can I do next? That shift changes everything. When you own your situation, you become dangerous in the best way possible. Because now your growth depends on your decisions, not external validation. You stop waiting for someone to save you. You become the one who changes the direction. The third thing you must stop is lowering your standards. If you see yourself as someone who tries, you will act differently than someone who sees themselves as someone who executes. If you see yourself as someone who wants success, you will act differently than someone who's success. You will act differently than someone who sees themselves as someone who creates results. Change your standards and you change your identity. Change your identity and you change your life. But there is another layer to this. You must stop comparing your journey to everyone else's highlight reel. Comparison steals focus. It convinces you that you are behind. It distracts you from your own lane. Success is not a race against others. It is a battle against your previous self. Measure progress by growth, not by applause. The only person you need to outperform is who you were yesterday. You must also stop seeking constant approval. Approval addiction is subtle. It makes you adjust your dreams to fit other people's expectations. It makes you hesitate before taking bold action because you fear judgment. But growth requires discomfort. Innovation requires risk. And risk always attracts criticism. If you wait for everyone to understand your vision, you will never move. The people who change their lives are often misunderstood at first. They choose discipline when others choose comfort. They choose long-term gain over short-term pleasure. They choose growth over popularity. And that requires courage. Stop distracting yourself with things that do not serve your future. Every hour you invest in mindless habits is an hour taken from your potential. Time is the most expensive currency you have. You can earn more money. You can build new connections. But you cannot recover wasted time. Protect it fiercely. Stop breaking promises to yourself. Every time you say you will wake up early and you don't, you weaken self-trust. Every time you say you will start tomorrow and you don't, You train your brain to doubt your own words. Success is built on self-trust. When you trust yourself, discipline becomes easier because your identity aligns with your commitments. Start honoring small promises. Keep them, even when no one is watching, especially when no one is watching. That is where character is built. Stop feeding negative self-talk. The voice in your head can either build you or destroy you. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not smart enough, not talented enough, not lucky enough, your actions will reflect that belief. Thoughts create emotions. Emotions create behaviors. Behaviors create results. Change the story and you change the outcome. Replace "I can't" with a "how can I." Replace "this is impossible" with a "this is challenging." Language shapes perception. Perception shapes action. Stop fearing failure. Failure is data. Failure is feedback. Failure is feedback. Failure is tuition paid for experience. The only true failure is refusing to try. Every mistake carries a lesson. Every setback carries a redirection. The most successful individuals have failed more times than most people have even attempted. Stop chasing comfort. Comfort feels safe, but it breeds stagnation. Growth lies outside your comfort zone. That uncomfortable conversation you are avoiding. That new skill you are afraid to learn. That opportunity you are hesitating to take. That is where expansion happens. Stop underestimating consistency. Big results are not produced by big bursts of motivation. They are produced by small actions repeated daily. Discipline is not dramatic. It is boring. It is routine. It is showing up when you don't feel like it. It is doing the work when excitement fades. Stop expecting instant gratification. Success compounds. Skills compound. Effort compounds. The early stages are quiet, invisible, unnoticed, but roots grow underground before the tree becomes visible. Be patient with the process. Impatient with your excuses. Stop surrounding yourself with people who normalize mediocrity. Environment influences behavior. If you are constantly around negativity, laziness, and excuses, those patterns will become normal. Seek people who challenge you, who raise your standards, who talk about goals instead of gossip, who focus on solutions instead of problems. Stop avoiding responsibility for your health. Your body fuels your ambition. Energy is power. If you neglect sleep, nutrition, movement, and mental clarity, your performance will suffer. High achievement requires high energy. Stop saying yes to everything. Focus requires sacrifice. Every yes to something unimportant is a no to something meaningful. Protect your focus like a valuable asset. Stop letting fear dictate your choices. Fear will always exist. The question is not how to eliminate fear. The question is whether you allow it to control you. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is movement despite fear. Stop doubting your capacity to grow. You are more adaptable than you think, more capable than you realize. Most limitations are mental constructs built from past experiences and reinforced by repetition. Challenge them. Question them. Question them. Redefine them. Stop playing small. The world does not reward hidden potential. It rewards expressed action. Talent without action is invisible. Dreams without execution remain fantasies. And every time you feel resistance, remember this: discomfort is often the doorway to transformation. When something feels hard, it is usually stretching you. When something feels uncertain, it is usually expanding you. When something feels intimidating, it is usually elevating you. You do not need a new life. You need new standards, new habits, new decisions. Success is not a mystery reserved for a few. It is a pattern built by those who eliminate what weakens them and commit to what strengthens them. The path is simple, but not easy. Stop waiting. Stop blaming. Stop blaming. Stop shrinking your vision. Stop betraying your vision. Stop betraying your potential. Each decision you make either moves you closer to who you want to become or further away. Every day is a vote for your future identity, and the power to change that identity has always been in your hands, always been in your hands.